lives, the effect it has on their psyche, and the lasting damage. Have you ever been suddenly and rudely evicted from your life? I would like everyone for one dark moment to just give some thought to what the refugees are dealing with. I want you to pretend for just one dark moment that you just heard that you can't go back to your home. You have to take your car and what you brought tonight and leave California. Where would you go, do you know? Do you have people in neighboring states? I don't, or okay, I might. Micah, do you know where you would go? Do you know where you would go? Do you know where you would go? How would you feel about this? Are you walking to your car tonight from here knowing you can't go home? Are you sick? You are sick. It will make you sick to lose your home. If you lose your home because you can't pay your mortgage, it's not likely to leave a rage in your chest very long. We understand how capitalism works. If you lose your home because there are fires or earthquakes, you aren't likely to hold that rage in your chest very long because we understand how Mother Nature works. But it is completely not understandable. It is completely confusing to have, after 2 world wars with millions of deaths and the final settlement of boundaries, to have a pig oligarch come along and say, you aren't a real country, I'm taking you over. And by the way, it's a rescue mission. I'm rescuing you from Jewish Nazis. You people, and I make this analogy to if Vegas decided they were just going to come to California and tell us to get out. You people who were faithful Californians all your life, get out. It's mine now, and I don't want you flaking liberal Democrats on my soil anymore. That's my analogy, because I think there's a lot of Republicans in Vegas. That might not be true. And what are we thinking as we are driving? What are we thinking as we gas up and purchase a case of bottled water? We are thinking, how did this happen? How did the free world let this happen? Why are they letting someone tell us we must leave our homes and our land? And we would be angry, I think very angry for the rest of our lives and perhaps for generations to come. Sophia,
Yes.
I think you should go.
And as you leave, you know in your heart that you will never go back. That when you go back, your life won't be there. You will have to rebuild, and you wonder if you can. The patriarch did a pretty good job of settling borders that at least lasted this long after World War II, everywhere except the Middle East. And that would have worked out had Russia not interfered, had the Israelis been reasonable. But the latter metes out punishment that does not fit the crimes and have been brutalizing the Palestinians since the boundaries were drawn. Putin is creating another Palestine, settling us up for decades of strife in that region, committing genocide against the Ukrainians as it continues to happen to the Palestinians. And the Syrian refugee crisis also created by Putin and his oligarch friends. Every time I walk past the new shed we built, I think that could be a house for a family of Syrian refugees. And I ask Mother Goddess to please help us stop this. Stop making people homeless. It's the same as pouring chemicals in our water. It creates sickness and disease. Stop and consider it happening to you. Today you woke up in your bed, but tonight you can't go back there. Do you know where you would go? Do you know who you would call? Do you even have people who can help you? It doesn't really matter, does it? You're being forced to leave your home. Whenever you have options, whether you have options or not is hardly the point. Stop and think about how angry you would be and then help us. Tonight, funnel that anger into a binding ceremony. About 5 years ago, we did a binding ceremony on Donald Trump. And tonight, we have to do the same or a better job on Putin. Putin tells his people that he is rescuing the people of the Ukraine from Jewish Nazi overlords. Disgusting. If Nevada took us over, they would say that they are rescuing us from our snowflake idealism that would ultimately doom mankind.
That's what they say.
Yeah. Prayers are like wishes, and wishes have energy. And I would no more waste our time praying for Putin's rehabilitation than I would for praying that Santa Claus could be real. We will bind him. It's all we can do. You can help us.
So now if everyone could take their candle and just write Putin on the candle.
With your nail, if you have it.
With the nail, yes.